Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Dragon's Tome. My name's Jack. This is Pat, and this is Rob. Introduce yourselves, boys.
I'm Rob.
We did not miss a week. It's all in your imagination.
Yes.
Yes,
like
if you didn't notice, we did miss a week, and it is my fault. I had LASIK done on my eyes, so I couldn't read the magazine. And now my vision's better. I don't need the glasses.
I had
Jack-
to get Botox done, so as you can see, I look younger now.
Jack had a voodoo doll of me. That's what actually happened.
One of those
Hoodoo.
is, you know, the game Two Truths and a Lie.
Yeah,
That's what we just did, except for we.
It's true. It's true.
Anywho,
Except for there's no truth.
It was true. Show him the doll, Jack. Show him the doll.
anyways, we are doing a show in which we have read Dragon Magazine from number one, and we're doing a little peek inside each. Traditionally, two stories, we two articles, and then we do one ad, and we just happen to be at 179. Thank you for following along with us.
179 weeks we've been doing this. Can you believe that?
It's ridiculous.
It's
stupid.
It's crazy.
No,
it's
it's just
crazy.
dumb. I don't know why we came back.
I'm surprised people still like us.
Nobody likes us. They're hate watching.
And I have seen no evidence that they do. So
Well, Jack, you're getting us a lot of the following with your
Quips.
cryptic messages and your whimsy sayings.
Jack's full of whimsy. I've heard that many times in my life. I've known Jack for 34 years, I think, and full of whimsy is what I've always heard about Jack.
whimsy.
The whimsy meter is still pegged at full.
Yeah. So sometimes shenanigans, tomfoolery, hijinks have been used, but whimsy is the top. Anyways, look at this cover we got here, people. We have a adventuring party have discovered a black sword of some sort.
Yep.
It looks fine.
Mr.
I'm
Elmore.
sure it's great. Not cursed at all.
I guess the black sword, very reminiscent of Stormbringer itself. But the thing about that makes me laugh a lot is that this guy, whoever he is, thinks that stick is going to save him.
Yeah, poke with a stick. He looks like a barbarian. His intelligence is probably like 3. So.
I suppose.
Well, he's a second edition barbarian. That means no magic can affect him.
So he could just like reach out and grab it. And,
yeah.
Either
Either that or this girl over here said, "Hey, you know what would be really cool is if you just knock that off the pedestal so we can pick it up."
She's coded magic user. You know, like she's probably hired these two guys, or mistakes will happen, accidents will happen, but she doesn't seem to be prepared to do the dangerous work herself.
Yeah.
That's because that'd be one less person she has to pay.
That's true.
And we'll also point out that I don't feel like this sword is a very comfortable wield because look at that hilt.
There's gonna be hot spots.
Yeah, it just doesn't look comfortable.
Yeah. Doug or what's his last name? Makita?
Oh yeah, Markaida from
Forged
Forged
in
in
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, he'd be like, there's some hot spots in this sword. It is March 1992, by the way.
Oh,
I don't get the reference.
Happy birthday, Pat. It's March 1992. You would have been, 30?
Oh no, 22 or 23.
Oh, look at young Patrick out on the road. On the road again.
I will say that I believe this is the first magazine that I got from my subscription.
Oh,
I believe this might be it. By now I'm working full time. I'm 19, so yeah, I was working full time, and I believe this was the start of my subscription.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Anywho, if we're done discussing the cover and the spoopy skeletons at the bottom of it, let's start the articles, the aforementioned articles. Rob, how about we start with you? What's your first article?
We're gonna go to page 8 for the editorial from good old Roger E. Moore. This one is Presto, The Future in a Box. And it's pretty much Roger's going through all the games that predict the future, like current future, like near future, I guess they'd say, and seeing how accurate they are. And they goes through bunch of games here. He goes Traveler to 2300 or 2300. 2300, I assume. Predicted the reunification of Germany and Russia split into smaller states, but it also had aliens invading and France as a superpower. So you take some, you lose some. Also, the aliens were defeated by Manchuria and Canada, so that makes sense.
Yes. The human alien Civil War. So
yes.
Yay, Canucks.
Yeah, we saved the world.
And France is no slouch in today's world. They've got a
they're too busy
giant standing
rioting.
army. They're got to be the top 5 of the European Union.
Well, this is how long Quebec has been trying to rebel. It does put in there, will there be an independent Croatia, Slovenia, or Quebec?
Yeah, way before this.
Yeah, by now I think the terrorist actions of the
FLA
people in Quebec probably has ended, and we're going into the referendum, which they voted down separation. But yeah, it got dicey.
Much.
There was lives lost. It was bad for a while.
Crazy Frenchman. Next is GURPS Auto Duel. Obviously based on Auto Duel is based on Car Wars, and it's legalized car duels. Obviously, there's been a small nuclear exchange. Fun times. Food riots and cannibal tribes in Manhattan. So they got that one right, and they did predict the fall of the USSR, like I think every game does. So everybody saw that writing on the wall. Next is Top Secret Freelancers. It's Freelancers, FREE Lancers, based in 1998. So it's the far future of 7 years in the future from this time. There's a wall between the U.S. and Mexico. I think Trump may have played this game. And Feds
let's be honest, that wall was up there before Trump was.
Fed loses power and states bind together in smaller groups. Nazis take over Idaho. I would have predicted Pennsylvania, but okay, Idaho, it is. There's a crazy general that runs Kentucky, which obviously, once again, you get some bourbon in him. You get some crazy generals. USSR is still around this one, but just not as evil, and Gorbachev is still in control. There's been Mars missions, and Europe is one nation, and Japan has powered armor, so they got that one right too. So
That's true.
Lastly is my favorite, because obviously Cyberpunk. We play Cyberpunk Red, and this is classic Cyberpunk, so Cyberpunk 2020. It's a great world. U.S. has pretty much collapsed. Corporations rule. There's space exploration. Europe won superpower again. Europe, they like the unified Europe. And obviously in Cyberpunk, the tech is crazy tech. And Roger ends it by saying he wonders why Kentucky, his home state, is always the wild place with these settings. There always crazy stuff happens in Kentucky. And he also says the games were made to be bleak, and so you have something to adventure in. So that's why these settings are all bleak. But he also says wishes the real world wasn't becoming so interesting as these games, because it seems to be a lot of chaos happening in 1992. So fun times. I remember 1992. I don't think it was that crazy, but when you live it, I guess you don't notice.
Was it Desert Storm around 92, or was that 90?
It was close. Yeah, I think he does mention there's a war in the desert. So,
and would have been in the Balkans as well.
Yeah, there's definitely
Yugoslavia.
I forgot about that.
Croatia and all those breaking up.
Milosevic getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, it's a fun little article by Roger E. Moore, just talking about how games predict things, and he wishes the world wasn't like that. Poor Roger. He must be having an existential crisis.
Imagine if it was today.
Oh,
he'd be fit to be tied.
Is Roger alive? Did we ever figure that out? I don't know if we ever looked.
Canonically, he passed many years ago,
and I think he just passed.
Yeah, maybe. But anyways, yeah, that was my article.
That was Rob's article, and young Patrick, do you think you've got one in you?
I do. Let's go to page 19.
Ooh,
This
Magic.
this magazine had a lot of magic items.
Yeah. So this one caught my eye. Magic by Candlelight. Unique magic candles for your AD&D campaign. And so as I was reading this, it, it never occurred to me to hand out candles as magic items as treasure, or like put candles in the pile as stuff like that. And I'm not sure why I didn't, or
Well,
why I didn't even.
yeah, it makes sense because it's got a limited lifespan, right? Like it's you might have
Yeah,
a
I mean,
great
but I
power,
don't know
but you
why
can
I
only
never
use
did
it
it.
so
I
much.
just never did it.
Yeah, it's such a good idea. Well, it was never in the. I don't think there's any candles in the GM's like list
There,
of
I think
magic
there is,
items.
because there's a candle of evocation that clerics like to use that help boost them. Because he
Maybe
actually
something.
uses it as an example, is that you could put a cursed version of that where they think. Uh, I think he puts it in there as an example, is that he gives the party a candle, they automatically give it to the cleric because they think it's a candle of invocation. When they light it on fire, it's like a candle of fireworks, and it just keeps shooting fireworks off everywhere, drawing attention to them until they blow the candle out. So as I was reading that example, I was like, wow, that's kind of a good idea. Why did I not put candles or cursed candles or other candles in that? And as I read through this thing, it's kind of nice. He actually gives some examples of candles. Also lays out how to create magic candles and what you need to do and all the such and such. Uh, like some of the ones I liked is the candle of darkness. When you light it, it takes away all light and blinds everyone
Yeah,
until you.
yeah, that was a pretty good one. I like the blink one too, where it's and there's a
Yeah.
chance that not you. Normally, it's you blink away, but there's a chance that everybody else within a certain radius blinks away, which I thought was
Yeah.
funny.
And then the other favorite one was the candle of explosion, where once you light it and when the candle wick goes down, then it blows up like a fireball. So it's
Well,
basically a time release stick of dynamite.
yeah, it's just a stick of dynamite.
Yeah. So
Fun.
yeah. So if you're looking for some new and fun ways to trip or reward your party, think about using a candle. You never know.
you're right.
You never know.
It was a great idea. I don't even know why I never even thought about it. You
You
know?
gotta you got to take what they gives you in the manuals, and
Yeah.
no one
But I do
heard
think
of.
there are some candles in under the potions.
Well,
If not, I'd have to go back and look
I don't.
because
I don't
the
remember
magic
being
item
them.
list, the magic item list in second edition gets to be much bigger than it was in first edition. So
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's very common. It's
Yeah.
fun. There's a bunch that you can use. That's the beauty.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Dragon Magazine's perfect for. This is all this stuff in this one.
Yeah, it's
Prime.
it's a great idea, and so if you're running a campaign and you're looking for something else, this is a good way to do it. You know, if you're looking to chip them up and or create a side quest, here it is.
Exactly. Okay. And if you're watching Rob squirm uncomfortably in his chair, that might be one of the clues as to which of our three up top theories of why we missed a week might be a clue. Okay, so can we go to page 23, please?
Jack can't even. He can't keep them on because he hates his eyes getting covered. Jack
This
cannot
is-
keep those glasses on.
This is one of mine.
Is there no lenses?
Page 23 in the PDF, please.
Yep. Something completely different.
Something completely different. A variety should be a treasure hoard's spice. And we did a article kind of like this very recently that was how to make a unique treasure hoard. This one's slightly different. This one goes a more realistic route where it starts out, there's three main components, but it prefaced by saying, Bruce Humphrey starts by saying that your treasure hoard shouldn't just be like, hey, this is this is a pile of gold that contains this much gold. There
Yeah,
you go.
or
Plus,
gems and things like that.
yeah, yeah, and hey, there's the magical item designed for each of your characters. You know, that's not going to build a world, or is not going to be immersive. So first, he starts with treasure that's bulky treasure items. Like, and you think about it, like a painting, a tapestry, a carpet, something like that. It's worth money, but who wants
Do you
to
want to
hump
carry it? Yeah.
that
Yes.
out of a dungeon? And maybe that's the point. Maybe, you know, what do you choose? What do you take? What do you do? So he gives like interesting what it could be, and how you would deal with it. Then he goes on to fragile treasures, which are like goopy things that you'd find inside monsters, like if you know, a jar of eyeballs, or glands, or something like that. Something that you know, you can't just, it's there, but you can't just like throw it in your backpack and go. Like,
Yeah.
so someone would then need to carry it, but it still has a lot of value. And realistically, that's what would be in a treasure hoard. Big things, you know. And last but not least, we have magical items, but the discussion being that uh, we're not talking about the magical items that you would have in the DMG. It gives some examples of different ones, but he says that you shouldn't, the horde shouldn't have a ton of these magical items, and what is there would be ones that would be in a vault or something like that, stored away. And honestly, there was one that I wanted to just kind of highlight in a sort of, what was it? It was a shield of back defense, something like that.
Girdle of back defense.
That's it. That's it. And I'm like, yeah, like it protects your back
You just can't
from
be
being
backstabbed.
backstabbed.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would have constantly on you at all times?
If you have nothing better to put in that spot, I guess.
Yeah, but probably not. And that might be realistically in this treasure hoard, stored away, not something that you would. Why is there this super valuable, infinitely usable item here? So, yeah, and that. That's the little, making your hoard a little something different with stuff that would be more realistic or feel lived in world situation.
Yeah. That I think a lot of it they want to get away from. Yeah, like you say, just hey, here's a bunch of money. Here's this many gems. There's this. This is like, oh,
Yeah.
you find this
One of the things
interesting stuff.
one of the things I took out of this article too, as I read it, is like, you want to make the party decide what they can take. They can't have it all at this point. So you have to prioritize what of these treasure do you want,
Yeah.
especially if it's the big bulky items.
Reminds me of playing Diablo when you have to like Jenga your backpack to try to fit everything
Yes,
in.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Or Fallout, where
Yeah.
you can just keep
Your
cramming stuff in
encumbrance,
there,
yeah, it'll get slower
then-
and slower,
and then you can only do the walk maneuver. So
and you
like,
can't fast
literally,
travel.
You're accustomed to just running all over the place, and all of a sudden you're.
And you're just like, I have all this stuff. I'm not getting rid of any of it. I'm gonna walk this whole distance.
And you can't do the quick, the quick. Okay, choose a location, go. No,
Yep.
you have to.
You're just marching along. Yep. I've done it many times where I'm like, I'm not giving this up. It's too much. Good
No,
stuff.
I need all of it. I need all of it. I can't. I can't blow up Megaton until I get back.
Oh, Megaton.
Okay. So yeah, that was my first article. Rob, what about you? You got the goods?
Yep, we're gonna go page 59, I believe. Actually, it's gonna be on 64. 59 is the beginning of this article, but 64 is where I want to talk about it. It's 64. It's actually not 64. It's actually on 62 because I actually put the real number, not the PDF number. 62. It's Neverwinter Nights by SSI and America Online, or
I
AOL.
love that game.
Neverwinter Nights. It's pretty much the first MMO where you can actually get in groups and fight things. And America Online was the old internet, as it were. This is how you got on the internet. Mm-hmm. And you join groups.
Well, it was America Online where you could play Pool of Radiance as like a door, and you can play multiplayer that way.
Yeah, this is actually a world though, where it's a live world, and all of a sudden there's a fight to the north, and you just run up. Oh, I'm going to join this fight, like a MMO, and yeah. So they really liked it because it's such a new and inventive idea. And he said that all the people in the game, really, all the newbies come in, they all gave him free stuff, and it was like real friendly. I'm like, wow, that doesn't happen in MMOs anymore. Everybody's mean to you when you're a newbie. And he also said that AOL charges an hourly fee. That's how AOL used to work back in the day.
I remember that.
And he said he had played Neverwinter Nights for a couple hours. It cost him $15. That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
92.
That's like, imagine like you play all night and
that was that's
$100 for you. Yeah, it's bad. So it's expensive.
I'm sure it happened. I'm sure it happened. People just said, "I'm playing all night," and
it charges your phone bill, which so it doesn't even charge, like you don't know it's charging you. Like all of a sudden you get your phone bill and you're like, oh, crap. Anyways, but Neverwinter Nights, the later ones I played the hell out of, but this early one, I'd never played the early one, so.
I can guarantee you some woman opened up their phone bill and went,
Billy!
Harold!
Yeah. Why has AOL been on for 20 hours? Your kid falls asleep playing it, so it's just on. Fun times. I don't know how. Maybe AOL would have a timeout unless you did something. I don't know. Never had. If I had AOL, it was always those free ones where you get like for a certain amount of time.
Signed up for AOL just to play Pool of Radiance multiplayer.
There you go. Did it cost you an hourly rate?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's not the only thing we've ever paid for it by the hour, I guarantee you. So
speaking of hookers,
what?
Pat, what do you got?
All right, for my last article, we're gonna go page 69.
69. Get it?
We may have missed a week, but Raul hasn't missed a beat. He's on top of every lewd, crude.
Oh, I didn't say it was hookers with drugs in their system, did I?
Exactly. All right, so here we are, Wanderers of the Land of Fate.
Al-Qadim
by Jeff Grubb. Well, this article is basically, while unable to print thematic item chart that's specific to Al-Qadim, which is the desert, kind of Middle Eastern, Arabian setting that comes out, that is coming out accordingly right now, so they haven't done it. They ran out of space in the box set, so they had to give themselves... they were able to get a truncated list together to put in the Dragon magazine that people could use until the real list, which will come out in another box set later on down the line, which I think was called Land of Fate.
Yeah, this was going to be mine as well, and I wasn't going to. There's 10 pages of magical items, so I wasn't going to do that.
I didn't do all of them, but I just wanted to touch on base. Like, it's a whole new set of magic items, all geared towards that Arabian setting. Like, he makes a big point is that you won't see magical plate mail in Al-Qadim because you would roast to death in the 120-degree sand, and then you would get that sand behind your plate mail, and you couldn't scratch your button. So,
I was talking to somebody about chainmail in a sexual way and how much it chafes. I was just curious.
Is that the same in Al-Qadim?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What happens if you get sand under your chainmail?
So, I mean, as far as
Jack's face.
As far as Al-Qadim was concerned, I wanted to play it, but never got a chance to. So
I didn't realize that on a D&D based podcast, I would learn that my proclivities are quite milk toast.
Compared to. So, do you have anything else to add to this, Jack? Since you were going to do it.
Well, you touched on it. This was a because they are releasing the a must be a single book like a gazetteer almost,
Or the Forgotten Realms, the first Forgotten Realms book.
Yeah, but they didn't have the space. They say they needed it for a bunch of new classes, reskin classes or whatever, and they just realized that they didn't have room for this. They put it in the Dragon magazine, and like Pat said, it's going into a boxed set, and they buried the ad for this release on page 73.
It's one of my ads.
Okay, well,
let's just knock it out. Knock it out. Go ahead.
So it's. I don't know. Is this a symptom of what is becoming the, I don't know, TSR's, not slapdash, a failure in management, perhaps? That it seems like they're already not happy with this book for a couple of reasons, and
it's just coming out. Yeah.
And that brings me to the point. I never played. I have one module for Al-Qadim, but I never played it.
I never played it either, and I wanted to. So I don't know if it was good or bad. So
I don't know either. It just seems like maybe it was kind of sunk from the beginning. Maybe it didn't get its proper.
And you guys out there that played Al-Qadim, let us know if you liked it, hated it, or.
Well, I think
or just me.
I think it's like any setting. It's all about the GM who runs it. Like, it could be great, it could be bad, but is the books good or bad? It's not how the setting is, because obviously settings, whatever you make it. But how are the books? Was this actually missing a lot of stuff? Did you need the next box set? Did the box set actually come out? That's another question.
The first one is the box set. Is the first box set this Al-Qadim campaign?
That's a good point. I have no knowledge of if it actually came to fruition. If they said, in 3 years.
Yeah.
In 3 years, we're going to release the box set.
This isn't a box set. This is just a book. So that's
no. This is just the book. Like I said, I think it's kind of like gazetteer-sized. It's obviously a setting. And
I remember there being a box set, though.
Yeah, there probably was. I assume they came out with a box set, but
so maybe it did make it to.
Well, we still got 5 years before the downfall begins, so I think they still got time to start putting this stuff out. But Al-Qadim, yes. They've done this for other games, though. I think they did Forgotten Realms, too. They had a lot of stuff they were missing, and they added in. Wasn't there something about a Thieves Guild or something that there was in a previous magazine that was supposed to be in the book, and they never made it? So they seem to be doing this more. It's like the editors come in and say, this is not going to fit for whatever binding reasons or whatever, and they're like, okay, we'll throw it in Dragon Magazine. Or it's all in the planning, and they did on purpose to just market these items, too. So I don't think they're that smart, though.
Could be a little of both. Okay, well then that would have been mine as well. So I'm going to yield my time to the great senator from Massachusetts, Rob. Do you have a makeup? Perhaps you have another article that maybe we could substitute.
Chowder. No, I do not have any more articles. I'm a good boy, Jack. I told you, 2 articles.
Yeah, me
one
too.
ad.
I did my 2 articles.
Okay, well then let's go to the ads. Rob.
Oh, I get to go first in ads. I never get to go first. Let's go to page 57 because I'm just confused.
Me too. That was one of mine.
It is.
I still don't know what this is.
Yeah, GDW 1992. GDW will unveil the product of a creative alliance unprecedented in the history of gaming industry, and it has at the top the definition of alliance, and it's just got like a crack in the wall. We have no clue what this is. Don't tell us what it is. We want to see what we want to find out. I'm not going to look it up this time. I looked it up last time and I ruined the surprise for Torg. I think it was. But this time I want to be surprised if anything ever happens with it.
We've discussed this before. There are theories, but we're not sure. So it will unfold month by month.
Because GDW is Traveler, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. This doesn't look Traveler-y. So I don't
I
know.
think it's a whole new game.
A whole new game.
It feels like this cracked wall is letting in some another portal.
Is it another Torg?
Well, yes, I still stand by. It's going to be a release for the conspiracy. That's what it's called.
It's going to be Tune 2.0.
Tune 2.0. Okay.
Tune.
I'm going to say mine's probably more realistic, but I'm not going to rule it out. Okay, Pat. Since I did poach your ad, I poached during your article that you poached from me.
Yes.
So, is there any way we could just rectify that by you just having your own ad, and then we can just put this mess behind us?
Sure, because Rob poached my ad first. So let's go to my other ad, which is going to be on page 98. Chessex.
Oh, yeah. We just
Quality European dice. And all I got to say is, what the hell is European dice? Because there's every dice on this table looks like every dice I have.
The Spot D10? The Spot D10 looks like every dice you have?
Mm-hmm.
Quality European dice. What's that mean, guy? Because Chessex is in Colorado, isn't it? Or California?
Yeah. Yeah. But what is a European dice? I don't know.
Yeah, it's started in California. What? I have no idea. I wonder what the difference is. I don't see anything
So
different.
if you're watching from Europe, let us know what a European die is.
Unless they mean... Yeah.
Is it because they don't want to say Dungeons and Dragons dice, or if they just say they're European dice?
Well, it
they
says coming in August, translucent dice from Europe. So are they importing dice from somewhere? It doesn't say where they're importing dice from them.
Yeah, it is saying... Yeah, it says imported exclusively by Chessex. So it must be another company in Europe that's making dice that they're importing for some reason.
And so...
But okay. Then what is so impressive about these dice? They look like every other dice that I have in my dice bag.
Because if they were made in Kentucky, they'd only be sparkling dice.
Not champagne dice. Got it.
I do love the Chessex dice boxes. I had so many of those things. You put miniatures in them as a little miniature display case.
Or crickets. Or fireflies.
That's cool.
Remember fireflies? Remember before we bulldozed
I have fireflies in my backyard. Well, not anymore because they ripped down that forest. But I used to have fireflies in my backyard.
I have a ton because I got that forest builder.
Jack, you should see my backyard now. It literally is... That forest behind my house is gone.
I know, and it was... That's a shame.
It's crazy.
And that's such a shame. I know we need housing, but all the housing doesn't need to be all touching each other.
In my forest.
You can go a couple kilometers out. It doesn't all need to be in. We're ghettoizing, anyways. They won't be happy till there's not a single tree standing, and there's every
are they gonna they're gonna tear down something to build a parking lot? What's the song?
Janice Joplin.
Parking lot. Put up a parking lot. The paved paradise to put up a parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that would
Chessex.
be Chessex.
What's the point of a blank D6? Do you write stuff on it yourself?
Yeah, you can customize your own die.
What's the point of a D34?
No point. That's why it's European.
I think I had a Chaos D6.
I think if I had a 34 die, me and someone else would just write a whole game around it, just as a mockery. Spend hours to write a game around it.
You had a 30. That was a 30 die.
I would spin it like a top and just call it a day.
Well, people were playing the...
Yeah.
It's not my turn. I'm just going to entertain myself.
Do you prefer your four-sided dice with the number on the top or the number on the bottom?
Number on top, actually.
Me too.
Me too, as long as it's legible.
Comment below.
Comment below. Okay, so for my ad, if we could go to page 80, please.
80.
Where shall we meet again in thunder, lightning, or rain? Shakespeare Macbeth. Okay, we have an ad
Ars
for Ars Magica,
Magica.
the third edition, and it is from White Wolf. And then it's got the brackets. We've had some questions of the White Wolf S. Dervium link, how it worked, uh, why we didn't hear of the one, and why we were sure the other wasn't involved. And that came to a head a couple weeks ago when we had that monster manual from White Wolf for this game that had all traditional monsters as traditional monsters as they were from the tapestries or whatnot. Yeah, so it does look like not only were they, very much, simpatico, but Ars Magica was still being produced at this time when we know that White Wolf is doing Vampire, which you'd think is the
Well, yeah.
is the game changer. It certainly does mix things up quite a bit. I've
Ars
never played
Magica.
Ars Magica.
Yeah, it used to be a different company, I think, that did it before. And they just got the license. It's very popular. Still, to this day, I think they just recently had a Kickstarter for the newest edition. So
I think so.
I can't remember who has it now. Is it? I can't remember who has it now. I'm thinking it's who's that company?
Hasbro.
Who's the company that makes all the Trail of Cthulhu and all those people? Not Pagan. What's the name of that company? I'll get to it eventually. My brain will kick in at some point, and I'll just yell out the name. It'll probably be like episodes down the line, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, New Edition Ars Magica just came out, or is I think
Just
it just
as
got Kickstarter.
your chainmail banana hammock chafes you just the right way, it'll.
I did say it was.
Is it Atlas Games you're thinking of?
No, I did say that it kisses you, painful kisses. That's why I called chainmail. Little millions of painful kisses.
And if
Pelgrane.
anyone in the comments
Is it Pelgrane
gonna
Press?
say,
Pelgrane Press, maybe.
and
Anyways.
if anyone in the comments is going to say, you don't need to say chainmail, you can just say mail because that's
What
the
else
same
is going to
thing
make
we
out
know.
of? Yeah.
We know.
Well, you could have rubber chainmail now. It'd be rubber mail.
You can have 3D printed chainmail.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Where it comes out already linked. That's neat. Neat
I've seen them do
Obito.
on fabric so that it's wearable, 3D printed.
Yeah, it wouldn't kiss your skin with painful things if it's on fabric.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
chainmail bikinis.
well.
That's what we're discussing, by the way. Obviously.
Obviously, in a cosplay Red Sonja situation. Okay, on that bombshell, maybe we should wrap this up.
No,
Shortest
wait.
episode ever.
We could.
Wait. I got one more.
Oh, but
What?
wait.
Real quick.
But wait,
This is-
there's more.
But wait, there's more.
We're gonna go to page 117.
This is an Apple
117.
product. Oh, Shadow.
Yes. So Ralph Pilot Shadow, and I want to mention this because we did talk about it a couple episodes ago, but we were at Adepticon this week, and we talked to the Ironwind miniature guys who have these molds now, and they will have some of these figures made and available for purchase at Gen Con this year. So if you're looking to get some of these Shadowrun figures and you're going to Gen Con, you can get some of these figs.
Theoretically.
Rumor has
I don't know why it's theoretically, but the guy who owns Ironwind, he said so.
Is that the guy who owns it?
Yeah.
See.
Because remember we had to. Well, see, the thing is, you met the guy too, Robin. We negotiated a trade with him. God damn. Oh fucking hell! So
Yeah. See, the irony is,
It's not a
I
joke.
I would have thoroughly enjoyed it, but I wasn't invited.
Mm.
Rob goes, and he can't be bothered to remember. So,
Whoa, 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 whoa!
it's
Don't ever the words
but
never
anyways,
invited come out of your mouth.
we got to wrap this one up. So Rob makes me do this every once in a while, and then
Yes, please post your favorite Jack fight quip that was spoken in this.
I don't think he's that quippy in this one. I don't think he said anything
No.
funny the whole
There
episode.
might have been one that snuck by us because I don't remember the Super Bowl one, but it was sure.
I
was a hit.
was on my back foot the whole episode. Rob was scandalous.
It's me. I'm the Webble.
Scandalous.
He is the Webble.
A Webble.
Okay, well then, for the Dragon's Tome, I've been Jack.
I've been Chopper.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.